Hello, hello. Appreciate it. I'm really excited to be here. This is going to be a lot of fun. Themes and layouts. So that's the theme of this week. So if you've been around the website, PowerBI.tips, that's the website that I run with my partner, Seth Bauer. And as we run their website, we do a ton of things around good-looking reports, keeping them minimal, making them engaging, and then we have a bunch of tools that help out along with all those things. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about it and share some of my knowledge. Hopefully I got all the questions right. We need some fact checkers because there's a lot of things changing in Power BI these days. So I hope everything's good. So keep me honest, people.
Yeah, and I forgot to turn on my microphone. I just turned it on now. So once again, welcome everyone. And now you can hopefully hear me. I just talked with Mike before we started that I have done that 2 or 3 times, and then yeah, I did it again today. So
It
so
happens.
so
I
sorry
get
for
it.
that. But now you should be able to hear us both. So perfect. Um, and Mike, how many years have you run Power BI.tips now?
Yeah, so thanks. Thanks for, again, this is going to be super fun. I've been doing the Power BI thing for quite a while. I started my career as a mechanical engineer, and I just love data. I thought this was really cool. I thought this was a neat place to be in, and I jumped on Power BI bandwagon when it came out. It was originally Power BI Designer, I believe, in 2015. They moved it into Power BI Desktop very shortly thereafter, and I started right at the beginning. So in 2016, about a year or so after the Power BI came out, I said, I think I'm learning a lot of things here, and I'm just going to start putting my knowledge down on a website. I just figured I would start putting it out there, and little by little, the blogs grew. From that, I was able to become a Microsoft MVP. So very privileged to and very happy to be part of the MVP program. There's a lot of really smart people in the space, but I've been kind of around since the beginning. And since 2016, we've just kind of been growing, adding more things and more tools. For about 4 years or so now, we've been just pushing out, we hope, good quality content and helping to make tools for people to enjoy their experience around Power BI.
Oh yeah, I use Power BI tips weekly, and I always recommend new people go to Power BI tips. I have an introduction course in Power BI, and I have actually a section around themes and layouts, and just say go to Power BI tips on
Well,
these
thank you.
things. So that's
We
my
think these
preferred.
we think these things can make your business experience or just writing reports quicker. I mean, that's one of the advantages of being able to be good at these things is you can very quickly get through building a good looking report so people engage with it. So we're happy to help out and contribute back to the community.
Yeah, it's some really great tools. We'll have a look at them just in a minute. Uh, First off, we will go and have a look at the prices for last week. So last week we had Grace as part of the show. Grace is having light.lab.com website where she's also doing consulting and trading, and she's an expert in visualization of data. So the price for last week was 1 hour of free consulting with Grace, and so you can show her a report or a dashboard and have some feedback on it if you are the lucky random winner from last week. So last week we had these attendees, and we had Rishi winning the quiz. Actually, we announced Swadesh as the winner of the quiz, but unfortunately the last question was incorrectly. I've imported it incorrectly into Kahoot, the range of the answer opportunities, and therefore I had to go through them all and find who was the correct winner, and that was actually Rishi. So congratulations to Rishi for winning the quiz last week. It's actually Rishi's fourth time winning the quiz, first time in this season. So yeah, we had these 37 attendees, and would you help me, Mike,
Sure.
picking a raffle winner for last week? Picking a
Yes.
number here.
All right. So I'm going to go after my favorite number. It's the day of my birthday. It's 17. So we'll go with the 17.
17. And it's not in October, so
No,
not
it's not
in.
in October. I'm
No.
actually a March baby.
Okay. So let's see who's behind here. And we have actually KS Maxerus, who was ranked 2 in last week. This is a Twitter handle, I believe. So congratulations on winning the raffle prize. It is 1 hour of free time or consulting with Grace on some visualizations. So
very nice. Congratulations.
And then for the prizes for this week, we have the first prize, a $100 gift card to Lego.com, and then Mike, you donated a raffle prize.
Yes.
So just have a look at what that is.
We offer a number of free things. We do a lot of free stuff at the website, but we do these things called scrims and layouts, which are paid products. And so these are things that we've spent a lot of time kind of refining, making clean, and trying to, again, just give you a lot of flexibility when you're building your reports. So what you're seeing right here is our scrims, which is essentially a background. If you look up the word scrim in the dictionary, it's kind of a background. It's like a theatrical background that you would put inside a theater. So it felt very fitting to have that as a background image for your reports. So a scrim is just a pack or a collection of, they range. We go from anywhere between, I think it's like 7 or 8 up to 24, 25 different visual layouts. And some of them we have in the 16:9 format, and some of them we have 8:9, so a really wide, longer format in case you need that. So just kind of a variety of different options that you can go pick from. So there's some of the options we sell, and we also sell things called layouts. So yeah, if you go to the layout section as well. So what is a layout, and why would you want to use it? A layout is basically a report that has some predefined areas on the report. So it's a pre-designed report, and we have a lot of them that are free actually. So there's some you can already download and just go play with. But the idea here is we put a background image on it. We put some slicers on the page where we think they should belong. We put some graphs on the page where we would like to see them. And so the idea is we kind of lay out the report for you so you can kind of get a gist for how you maybe want to organize your content. Again, trying to speed up that development process. When you download download these files, you have the ability of adding your own data set, modeling your own data, putting it into the report, and then you can very easily replace all the different layouts or things inside or the visual objects however you want. So if you need to change it, you're more than welcome to change the layout of these things.
Nice.
So that's really the idea behind these. So trying to make you work smarter and not harder to build your reports.
You want to be more efficient. Yeah.
Very much so. Mainly trying to pop these out. We're trying to do 1 or 2 every couple months. We haven't done anything recently, but we're ramping back up and we're building more of these. So the goal is to kind of keep pushing out these really rich and helpful tools to keep you productive and moving quickly through your development process.
Yeah, and I believe one of them is the one they're using in the official Power BI documentation or...
Yeah, so if you look for the layouts there right in the middle next to your cursor just to the left is the Layouts Microsoft September 2018. So this is a layout that was developed by Microsoft. Their lead designer, Miguel, was pivotal in making this the first page. And I was like, this is great. And then I opened the report and I was like, where's all the other pages? There's nothing else in the report. So what I did is I took the base of the report and I made all other 10 pages of the report and just did different graphical layouts and different arrangements of the pages. And so that's where this report came from. So there's actually 13 pages in there now. And the first couple are his examples. And I added just a couple additional pages so you can get a general feel of like different ways you can lay out the report. This one's free. Nice. You can go download it and you can go play with it and add your report pieces or elements in there as well. It's very easy to adjust the layout or the arrangements there. One of the things that a feature set on the right-hand side, I don't know if it's operational there. Move your cursor over to the little arrow on the right-hand side of the report. On your other right, maybe my left. So on the right-hand side, there's a little arrow there on the right-hand side. Oh, up on the report space. See the little arrow all the way on the far side?
Oh yeah,
that one. Look, that one.
Yeah.
So one of the things that Power BI did not have many eons ago was the filter pane. It wasn't there. So this was like a very early version of what a filter pane could do. It pops out and it hides away when you're done. So that was kind of one of these very first constructural pieces that we built into our reports. And again, it takes a lot of time to develop that. we just made it optimized so you could have these flyout windows and things that appear and disappear for you automatically.
Yeah, and it's totally free, this one, so
This one's totally free. See how we built it? Tear it apart. Go use it in your reports. It's for the community.
perfect. Thank you very much. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff you can go in and get for free, and then there's some you can buy. And if you are the lucky winner of the raffle prize for this week, then you will have $100 to spend on the shop. Thank you very much. And then for the winner of the quiz, we have $100 for Lego. And you're also a big fan of Lego, right?
Huge fan.
Yeah.
I'll step back here and I'll let you see all the Lego things. I have some, all the Lego Technic things are the things I enjoy. I've got the Porsche, the rock crawler, the digger. So I really really like Lego, and my background being mechanical engineering, I love all the Technic things, the motors, the gears, and now they've got stuff for your phone. You can take your phone and control your devices with your phone. It's just so cool. I just absolutely love Lego. So big fan of Lego. I wish I was winning because I want the $100 to go buy more Lego.
Yeah. $100 for that. You can There's already some Christmas stuff in here. You can buy an Elf Clubhouse or other stuff, or you can buy something that is more expensive, like the stuff that Mike have, and then put in some money yourself. So that's the grand prize for this week.
Either you'll love it or your kids will love you, one or the other.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And yeah, you can also get a Christmas present maybe for your kids.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's also an option. So let's go and look at the Kahoot. So the Kahoot, for those of you who have not done a Kahoot before, you will see the question on your monitor, and then you will answer on your mobile device or and secondary screen. If you have multiple screens, you can also do that, and go to Kahoot.it, and then you will put in your nickname and a pin code that we will show to you shortly. And please be aware that there's a 3 to 5 seconds delay in this YouTube streaming, which means that when you actually will see the answer opportunities before you see the questions. So if there's a timer also, please be aware to answer it quicker than if the 30 seconds, don't let it run out. And we will start with just one start question that's not awarded in a point, just to get you all started. And then we have the 10 real questions that Mike created to us around this themes and layouts. And the faster you answer, the more points you will get. But if you answer incorrectly, you won't get any points. So also take your time. And all results are posted publicly. Just be aware of that. Let's go back and start the Kahoot. So now we are loading the game pen, and let's see who is in here first. Kyle was just a millisecond before Benny. That's always
Well, there we go, filling up the room. All right.
I can see we have around 40 viewers right now on the stream.
Mr. Dev, that's a great name.
So maybe somebody is
Databell.
viewing, not want to join. That's also fine. But then you can win the prize.
28, 29, we're doing good.
So, and we have Swadesh, actually a part of the original winner from last week. And for you, Swadesh, please reach out to me, because of course, as we announced you as the winner, you will also get a prize for last week. Just please write to me on either LinkedIn or on Twitter, or write me an email. So we have 34 right now. Let's start, and you can always join on the way. Yeah, and a pitch tech, please just also reach out to me for the raffle prize that you won last week. So let's get started with the first one.
Here we go.
So now we want to have some background information around you. So which of the tools on PowerBI.tips have you used? And we saw layouts and Scrims before, but there's also a theme generator and business up.
Jess, I'm not sure if it's you or me. It sounds like your audio is cutting out a little bit. Can you
I can
still hear me?
hear you.
Your audio maybe got a little bit quiet there.
So, do you have any?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah,
You're
perfect.
clear now.
I had some background music I just turned off.
There we go.
Perfect.
Got it.
Then, do you have any comments on this one? Is it surprising you?
I like the layouts. I'm very pleased people are using the layouts. Scrims. I can't speak highly enough of Scrims. They're very lightweight. So if I had to say something you should try that's very easy to use, a Scrim would be a great opportunity for you to use some of those. There's a couple free ones out there, so you can play with them a little bit and see how they may benefit you. Themes by far makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of people use our theme generator. We're trying to catalog all the properties of all the JSON things that are out there. So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm super excited. This is good. Business Ops is a brand new thing that we just did. So that's only a month or so old. So I'm pleased to see there's a lot of people using that one as well. So I'm super excited about it.
When I contacted you, I actually had this. Should it be around themes and layouts, or should it be around business apps? Because that's also a big thing now with all the external tools that you can get, or just a quiz around external tools in common.
External tools are amazing. The fact that Microsoft is opening that up to the community to develop, I think this is a great idea, and it's going to make a lot of things easier for just a lot of people to use. So I'm super pleased about the external tools. I think there's a lot of cool things that will be developed by the community.
Yeah, there's already a lot of things developed now, and next week we have actually Christian Wade joining us and a quiz around enterprise modeling or semantic modeling, and I'm sure there will be questions around maybe Tableau editor or other external tools that you can use for that. And we might also at one point do a quiz on external tool. We might even have Danielle Utica doing the quiz, the guy behind the external tools development.
You should definitely do that. That would be a good one.
I've heard there's a rumor around coming a new Tableau editor. So I'm waiting, actually, hoping it will come, and then we will hopefully have a quiz around that. And yeah, let's get going with the real questions.
All right, these are for points. If I want to adjust the group of color properties, I would adjust the fill in the blank here. So whatever you think you would adjust here. What are these things called?
So this is a question about themes, I believe.
This is, yeah. So you'll see a lot of these questions are around themes. I'm doing a lot of themes related things. It's a little bit, I think it's a bit more interesting.
So.
Ooh, I got a couple people there. So this is right off of the Microsoft documentation. So they have this thing called color classes and text classes. There's two different kinds of classes here that are helping you. And what they do is they modify a whole bunch of properties. So instead of changing the background color or the trim or a lot of different properties, the color classes modify a group of properties all at once.
Let's see who the 10 people are who answered this one correctly. So Lou Seeger was the one answering the quickest, so congratulations to you on being number one on the scoreboard. Let's have the next question.
In a test conducted by PowerBI.tips, so if you read my blog, you'll know this one, adding 100 text boxes increases the load report time by, and I'm looking for a number here. So this is a test that I did, a blog I wrote a little while ago. I was doing some testing around building just some testing around, how does the report render and how quickly can it render? So this is what I was testing here.
So this is why you want to use a background maybe? instead.
Aha! Yes, it is. Excellent. Great answer on the questions. If everyone was just guessing, it seems like a silly number of 17,000%, but we went from a couple milliseconds to loading the report a much, much longer time. So I don't know if I have the blog post for it off the top of my head, but if you search for more visuals, more problems, that is my blog post where I talk about this problem. And when you render a Power BI desktop file, the front end is single threaded. So every single object you add to the front page adds more render time. And I was adding just a text box. So there was really nothing, no data, no query in the engine, just adding 100 text boxes. And I believe recently Chris Webb did another blog about this, and he added 250 squares, just a square object. And he was also doing testing around how long the report would render. So yeah, it was pretty impressive. It added a lot of extra compute time to render the report. So yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, a really, really good way to use a Scrim instead of background.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That leads very well into, this is why you use backgrounds. So instead of having a bunch of extra visual objects that carry no data, one single image for the whole background makes a lot more sense. So instead of having 100 images or 100 little boxes all over the place, you only have one image. And that's where the Scrims kind of idea comes from. So using Scrims will improve your report speed or render speed as well.
Yeah. Let's see if we have Lou as the leader. Still an Amadeo on Nexus. Yeah.
Lou doing good.
Let's have the next one.
Where can you find the largest collection of color themes? So we're talking just about collections of colors. It might be a tricky one here. We'll see if anyone has, I'll wait till the answers come in before I say it. Don't want to give anything away too much.
And oh.
Ooh, surprising. So this is a bit of a trick question. So the theme at PowerBI.tips is a tool that helps you build the color themes. But we actually offer over, we have now cataloged over 10,000 different color themes. And so the gallery at PowerBI.tips is if you visit that page, there's just pages and pages and pages of colors you can just go look at. And if you click on the color, and at the end here, I'll have to show you how it works. If you click on a color palette, it actually renders a report for you inside the window. So you can actually see the rendered report with the colors already pre-applied to that report.
Oh.
Super helpful and makes it really nice for when you're trying to test, how will this color palette look on a bar chart? How would this color palette look on a line chart? So you can actually get a little bit of a feel for that as well.
Oh, nice. And only 5 people answered this one correctly.
The themes gallery at Power BI Community has I think 150 different color themes. Yeah, we've got over 10,000 now. So yeah, there's a lot. You could scroll for days if you wanted to.
Let's see if that. Yeah.
Oh, it's changed some things.
Yeah, and
my goodness.
Who is behind this KS Max series that also was the raffle winner for last week? I'm not that good in Twitter handles. That's Kristen. Okay, congratulations to you, Kristen. Both for winning the raffle prize for last week and also for being on the top now with 3 correct answers. Yeah.
Nice job, Kristen.
Let's see the next one. Multiselect.
All right. Which visuals have the ability to select a predefined theme or style?
Yeah.
So this is where you would actually change. You can actually change the default view of how the visual looks by clicking something in the properties.
Oh. And for this one, as it's a multi-select, it could be 1, 2, 3, or all 4 correct. And
Correct.
we had sometimes having them tricky, where we have 1 correct or 4 correct, so you can't be sure.
I love the chat going on right now. Kyle and Mark are trying to get some points here. This is a good one. I had to test this one myself today. I wanted to make sure that I had the right answer for this one, so I had to build a report with all the visuals just to make sure I knew exactly which ones were the ones that were there. So
we will have the answer now.
All right, here we go. Table and matrix. Those are the 2 correct answers, so those are good. Now, all the other visuals don't have any styled properties. So the table and the matrix properties are actually being able to, you can adjust them based on the properties window. So in the properties window, there's actually a section called style. And if you adjust the style, that style is changing. Like in the table chart, you can make the headers bold, you can make the lines very light. But all those properties of the table are being pre-adjusted with a theme file. There's actually like a built-in theme just for that visual. And so when you're adjusting those styles, that's actually what you're doing, is you're modifying the theme.
Oh, nice. And most people got this one.
Yeah, no one should use the donut chart. Panuth, you were saying, I'm surprised it doesn't include the donut chart. If there was one visual I could take off of Power BI, it'd probably be the pie chart or the visual or the donut chart. We just shouldn't use them if we really don't need to. So
yeah, I believe Mark will be with you on that. I believe he's the one behind as a LinkedIn group of people against donut charts or pie charts.
I've used a donut chart a couple times. Yeah, pie chart with 2 angry faces. Yeah, Mark, I appreciate it. I'm with you, buddy.
So let's see here. And we have Kristen still, and then the 4 other changed.
Nice job.
Yeah, so
someone has spent a lot of time in themes.
Oh, yeah. So actually, Kristen have answered all 4 correctly until now. Let's have the next one.
All right. What is the number of predefined themes in the September 2020 Power BI desktop release? So this is each theme is in the tool, and there's some standard stuff that comes out of the box for you. How many are there?
Yeah, it was changed recently, wasn't it? There was some added, even a lot of it.
Those themes, I believe, slightly changed their properties over time. Oh, mean question. Sorry, Donald. I had to go count it myself today. So there's 19 of them. So there's 19 predefined visuals that or styles that come with Power BI Desktop. You can add a number of additional ones that you want, but if you're using the little drop-down menu, it's on the View ribbon. And if you go into the View ribbon and then you click the Themes drop-down menu, there's a whole palette of different colors there. And so all those different colored theme pieces are the ones that you would actually use, and you could click and predefine those or click those predefined themes, and it will automatically change your report.
Nice. So yeah, because there was a big roundup around themes recently, wasn't there? Is it in June or something like that?
Yep.
There's been a lot of changes in it. So let's see. And now we have T-Lance.
Oh man, there's a lot of changing going on.
Yeah. So. And Data Weld also.
Data Weld. Is that David Eldersfeld, I think? Is that who I see that is?
Yeah, I believe so.
Is he sneaking in here? He should be pretty up on themes yes, there he is. Thanks, Dave. I know you're a sneaky themes guy. This is your area of topics, so I'm pleased to see you in the top 5 right now.
And that's also fine. I'm not sure Data Weld have been here before, but not at least in top 5. So
I'm not trying to be tricky. I thought this was going to be too hard, and just told me no, it's fine, it's good. So I might have needed to simplify it a little bit.
No, it's fine. You can see T-Lance and Kirsten have already have 4 of them correctly, and maybe also Data Weld actually. So let's see the next one. True or false?
50-50 shot here, guys. You can if you don't know, you can try and guess. Using themes, I can embed images into a report. True or false?
So
Thanks,
5
Kyle. I
seconds.
appreciate it. It wasn't intended to be hard, but I'm glad people are learning and feeling like it's good. Oh no, Mark wants to change his answer. The answer is true. So this is another kind of unknown feature. Inside theme files, you have the ability of adding a background image as part of a base 64 image. So you can actually encode a full background image into a theme file. So not
And,
many people know that, but if you take the image and turn it into a base 64, there you have the ability of adding that in there as
oh,
well.
and is it a recommended practice to do this?
It's a little bit sketchy. So I'll say this: if you add a background image, that encoded binary gets really large, and it'll make the file, the JSON file, grow pretty big. It's very easy because all I do is load a single theme file, and I get the background as well as all the other properties of all the visuals. So from an ease standpoint, it makes sense. But you can get a little bit carried away by having too much data in there, and that file will get to a certain size. So if you grow your theme file too large, it will actually not be able to. It won't load correctly because it gets
Yeah,
too
okay.
big. So I would say use it in very special cases. I would say if you're going to add a lot of properties to the same file, be careful. I think there's a megabyte limit. I don't know exactly the number of there, but there is a megabyte limit for how big that file is. But a background with a JSON binary object in there, it shouldn't add too much data to your extra file. So
Yeah,
just be
yeah.
careful.
That could also be a good question. How large must the model.json file be?
Yeah, I haven't tested it out yet. I got to do a full test to see how big that file can get before it starts getting angry at me.
Yeah, let's have the leaderboard. And Data Well is climbing up, and we have Tony
Oh
on
man,
top.
I knew he'd get that one. Excellent. I like these. I like these people coming from the bottom and kind of rising to the top. This is good, exciting. Who's gonna win? We're getting closer here.
Yeah, and Niki actually tells us in the chat he has a theme with an image that's only 60 kilobytes. So
Oh, Nikki Van says he has a 60 kilobyte, a base 64 image, and inside a theme file, and he says it's only 60 KB and it's not that big. Yeah, and I think that's right. I can't remember exactly the number. I want to feel like a 5 megabyte theme file is like the limit. Again, it's pretty low. So again, if you're in the kilobyte range of those theme files, I think you'll be having no problem.
let's have the next question now. One more multi-select.
All right, where can you use a theme file? So there are themes that can be applied in different places across the Power BI spectrum. And so where would you use a theme file, or where would you use JSON themes, or could they be applied?
So we have Power BI Desktop or Power BI Dashboard in the service paginated report or Power BI Embedded. And here again, it's a multi-select, so you can answer 1, 2, 3, or 4 of them, and you don't know how many.
This one's quite interesting. I like this. I think this is a good question. I think there's things in here that not a lot of people know about. Kyle and Learn Data Insights are having a fun little chat in the window there. They're saying it'd be interesting to see a 500 megabyte theme file be added to a file to see how that would work. Okay, here's your answers. So everything can be used. You can use theme files anywhere, actually. So if you go to the Power BI embedded space, you can actually add theme files there. So that's one that not a lot of people have played with. But Power BI Embedded does allow you to inject a theme file on top of a report when you have it rendered. Desktop obviously has it. We've been talking about it kind of the whole time. The dashboard service actually has some different properties, but there are some dashboard pieces in there as well that you can use for theming additionally. So as of this point in time, I don't think there are any paginated ways of doing themes. Now, paginated reports is kind of really built off SSRS, which is SQL Server Reporting Services, and it has its own way of styling reports and making sure that they look good. But I've talked to Chris Finlan because we have these things called like layouts and things for Power BI. He's like, what would it look like if we had layouts for like a
Oh,
paginated
yeah.
reports? How would that look? So I've got to play with it a little bit more and figure a bit more. I haven't done a ton of paginated
Oh
reports,
boy.
but I think there's actually an opportunity for designing or pre-designing some paginated reports with styling on there, so we can have all that added and be ready to go for you as well. So looking, experimenting with that, but it's a way to
No,
add
no,
a theme
no.
file to paginated
I've
reports.
done quite a lot of paginated report in my past, and oh boy, I have been wanting to have a theme or layout option or just a
Exactly.
CSV file that I could put down because, going
Yes.
through maybe 50, 100 reports and changing the layout because a corporate new branding come along in a company. Yeah, that's just clicking a lot of buttons.
Exactly. So, well, that might be actually, now that you mentioned that, it might actually be a good opportunity for me at some point in time to maybe actually build another tool around that one.
Oh yeah, if that could be done. I know this RDL file that's basically a XML
Yep.
file, so
Yes.
you'll have to open that and then adjust it and then save it again. I believe that's the only option you have. But
Sounds like a great option for programmatic
oh
solution.
yeah, yeah. So and also the Power BI embedded option here is also a really nice way of using themes, as you mentioned. If you have a a portal going out to different customers, then you can apply a different theme for
Yes.
different customers or clients or what you are reporting on.
And that's a really good point. I'll definitely hang on that point there just a bit more. So when you're doing Power BI embedded, if you leave the settings default, you can skin the report however you want after the fact. You don't have to have the report developers do all the. It's a lot of work, honestly, to click all the buttons and change everything and stylize everything the same way. You can use everything out of the box and then just use Power BI embedded to pre-apply those standardization settings.
Yeah, yeah, nice. So yeah, let's see here. And there also was a question around my background here, and because normally I'm actually in my bedroom, so now I'm actually sitting in my living room today, where I have this map as a background. That's why it's changed. Let's see the leaderboard now. Datawell is
Oh,
climbing to the top, but only with 50 points lead, so
man,
a
it's
lot can
close.
change still.
This is a great race. I love this.
Oh yeah, yeah. I believe the week 2 weeks ago, Mark won. He was on top from start to end.
Oh my goodness.
But this time we have changing for every question.
I like it. All right, number 9. All right, we've talked about this a little bit. This should be kind of an easy one. Why would you want to use a scrim or background? Now, this is multi-select here, so you can pick different options here. See what everyone comes up with this one. This is another good one, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here we go. They're all right. So, the first 3 are kind of self-implied. I think we've talked a lot about those so far at this point. Yeah, the dynamic scared you, and sorry, Andy, that it scared you a little bit. So, one of the tricks that I use when I'm making background images. So, background images definitely improve the performance. But if you make a background image with a transparency to it, so if you have like a PNG with a transparent background to it, what you can do is you can put the image in the report, and then you can change the background screen color to a different color. So what you can do there is you actually make the report have a dynamic or a nature, so it's the same image on every single page, and you can then change the background color to something different. We actually
Oh,
have a one of the scrims we recently made. Seth has made one. It's called the versatile scrim, I think is what it's called. And so if you go download that one, the versatile scrim actually has that feature. It's a bunch of shaded areas with transparencies on them, and then as you put visuals on the page, you can then change the background page color, and then that color bleeds through. And it also adds the ability to have. So if you think about the left-hand side of your screen, and as you move the shading, so you can actually do a slightly gradient shade
Oh,
across the page. And so you can actually have not just a single color bar, you can actually have like a darker shaded bar, and then it gets lighter as you go across the screen.
oh,
So
nice.
some really interesting tips there as well. I have some videos on that as well, and I'll maybe try and link them later on so you guys can find them.
Perfect. That would be really great. Yeah. So yeah, not many people knew about that, but most people knew about the other ones, or we actually talked about them already. So let's see the leaderboard now. Wow. So Datawell is now 200 points ahead.
Pulling away.
Tony, and we have Amadeo, Nexus, and Jake Walker also on the scoreboard. So let's have the
Number 10. All right. When you apply a theme, the default behavior is, so option 1, if you apply a theme, the theme overrides the settings of the user, or the user settings override the theme file.
And if you have tried using themes, you might know this.
There's actually a good lesson learned in here. All right, yep, that's good. So the user settings will always override the theme file. So think of it this way: the theme file is like the base properties. Like if you open a brand new Power BI desktop, all the theme properties will be pre-applied. As soon as the user touches those theme properties, so if you take a bar chart and you adjust the coloring or the formatting or something else in there, if you adjust those properties, the user properties will then override what's on top of the theme. So even though the theme says, title of Arial 12, and you adjust it to, I don't know, Wingdings, Arial, whatever, size 13, when you change that title, those properties will be overridden. And this is something that trips up a lot of people is they'll apply a theme after they've adjusted a bunch of properties of the visuals. So, and they'll be like, well, the theme doesn't work, or the property is not working properly. So at the very bottom, big fan of using Wingdings in reports. I love that. So at the very bottom of the section for the properties, there's actually a revert to default setting. And so what you need to do in order for the theme properties to be displayed, you have to revert each section of the visual to the default settings. So only when you apply the default settings can you then get those theme settings to then re-show up on the report.
Yeah, okay. So let's see if that changed it.
Comic Sans is hands down the best for reports. Oh, that's great. That's hilarious. All right.
So,
man.
So we have
close.
Datawell with 1,000 points in lead. Before we have the last question here, and as always we have double points for the last one, so I believe everyone here on top 5 can still win.
Yeah, that's
depending
true.
on how Datawell is doing this one. So
anybody's game at this point. All right, the last question will determine the winner. It's like a winners take all event now.
So multi-select and double points.
I apologize, this may be a hard one. Which theme name or names is not included in the installation of Power BI Desktop? So all the standard theme names are already inside Power BI Desktop. Which one of these is not? I can make this very clear. I hate these questions that are like inverted. Which one of these are not in the standard Power BI Desktop installation?
And you have 5 seconds left, so please submit your answer.
Kyle, you're hilarious. If I put all of my report content in Wingdings, can I publish to web while still being secure? That's a riot. All right, so this one was kind of a crapshoot. Everyone, there was a bunch of options here. Sunlight is the one that is not included in the default. Sunrise is the default one. So sunrise is a default theme that is there. So I was being very sneaky on this question. So
it was a multi-select, but only with one correct answer. And let's see the podium.
I tried to make the not very clear which one is not included.
So Tony Lanza on the 3rd place, and Amadeo, and with 6 out of 10 correct. Could it be? Yeah, it is. Very
Yay!
well. So congratulations to you and Kirsten and Nexus also as runner up. So thank you all for taking part of the quiz. And thank you very much to you, Mike, to take up some time off your busy schedule and being part of this and creating
Well,
a.
thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity. This has been a lot of fun. I thought this was going to be super easy to burn out some questions, but man, I had to really think about it and come up with some good ones. I kept coming up, I felt with too many easy ones. So I hope everyone learned a little bit of something today. Check out the website, PowerBI.tips. And I want to show you the one feature here real quick while we're still here. I guess we got a little bit of time left. Justin, do you still have the web browser by chance?
Yeah, I will find out the web browser here and then Power
Yeah, so go
BI.
over to Power BI Tips. If you go over to the Tools section there on the
Yep.
left-hand side, and go down to let's see here. Is it on there? Custom, where is it? Visuals Gallery. I think that will work. Let's see if my
Yeah,
page still
gallery.
works there.
Oh, yeah, you
All
can
right.
see the URL, but if this is
So it's going to take us.
gallery.powerbi.tips.
Yep. So here's the gallery. So these are all the colors that people were talking about. And these you can scroll to the end here and then hit the more option, and it'll just keep going for days. So if you need color ideas, this is where you can kind of go to find a bunch of colors, and it just keeps on going. If you like a color, so just click on any one of the color palettes that you have there. So what it will do is it will grab the color. It'll then render a Power BI report and apply the colors for you directly inside the browser. So you can kind of get a feel for how it looks. So then at that point in time, you can decide, yeah, this is good. I'm going to download it. If not, then you can cancel and go back and find some more colors. So I honestly, when I'm looking for color palettes and I'm just trying to find good combinations of colors and do I like it or not, I go here and I just scroll the community of colors and just keep going until I'm tired of clicking more, basically,
Wow,
until I find good colors, and then I download them and save them. And then once you
nice.
download these files, you can cut the hex codes out, and you can go back to Power BI Tips tool and look at that as well. So I just wanted to make this is a newer tool that we've come out with. It's kind of out there just recently. So just promoting the tool, and yeah, it's a full Power BI report. You can edit, you can interact with it, and see how it all works. So
Oh, wow.
that's it.
Thank you very much for that also. Yeah, thank you for being part. Next week we have Christian Wade as the guest of the show on enterprise semantic models. So that's around XMLA endpoints and Tableau editor and also his own tool. It is no, AML toolkit, stuff like that. So
The AML toolkit is amazing, especially if you're in any kind of enterprise engagement. It is really good.
yeah, and congratulations to Data Wealth with the price of $100 Lego. So yeah, here in Denmark we have it's nearly 9 o'clock in the evening, so I will go out in the fridge having a beer. Actually, Denmark is playing England right now. It started just now. I'll go and watch that game. So thank you very much once again, Mike, and have a good day. I believe you have some hours left of the day now.
That I do. I'm going to go back to work. Thanks for the lunch break, guys. I appreciate it. Cheers. Have a great day. And Dave, you got to buy me some Legos now. I think you got a plethora of Legos now. So enjoy. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great night.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.